Hello, and today I am doing a get ready with me, which is very unusual for me, I know. I saw MaryEllen after 60 doing a get ready with me with two palettes that aren't particularly new, but two palettes that I've got. And one I haven't used, another one I've only used a few colours in it. So I thought, here's some new ways of using my existing palettes. I'm going to give it a go, and why not record it at the same time? So thank you to MaryEllen after 60, who I'll link below, and her video. Although many of you watch her anyway. And this is the look I came up with, or she came up with on her video. I have replicated. And so carry on to watch to see how I did it. Oh, and just beforehand, look, new earrings. I got these from Zara in the week. Unexpectedly, I had a little trip to Zara, and they're really reasonably priced. I just thought they were just very, very nice for autumn. Dangly, a bit of leopard there, which is very, animal print's very on trend, isn't it, at the moment? We all like leopard in the autumn and winter, don't we? So, yeah, I like those. So there you go, see? I think if you've got shorter hair, they look lovely. Unfortunately, my hair's just the wrong length to actually see earrings that well. But doesn't stop me buying them. Anyway, carry on watching to see how I got the makeup look by copying MaryEllen after 60. My hair is washed, looking a little bit scruffy. My face is moisturised and so on, ready. So the first thing that MaryEllen does is put on a primer. I don't have the same primer. Eye makeup primer, eye primer. I use I'm working my way through a Lorac one at the moment. So yes, there's a bit of eye primer on. I've got a mirror here. I'm going to use. You have to excuse me if I turn to here. But yeah, so I'm almost coming to the end of this Lorac primer. It came in a kit with an eyeshadow palette. I didn't choose it. Yeah, I normally use Trish McAvoy eye primers. Anyway, next step there is one that MaryEllen didn't have to do. She has got beautiful skin. But I have got a bit of a blemish there, so I'm using my Maybelline eraser just to, as a concealer. A bit of sun damage there, dark spot there. Right, now, I'm using, just as MaryEllen did, my Tartelette original palette here. If you look at this, you see what I use the most. These here, am I pointing the right? No, these here. You can see, look, that I've used this palette for about 2 years now. You see I'm almost wearing through those. Yeah, I do also use these here, these in the middle. And the thing about this palette, for me, is that the colours they're quite sedate colours. They're not particularly bold or bright. They're a bit muted, a bit beigey, plummy colours. What I find is they're absolutely brilliant for office wear, because office wear is not what I wear at weekends, and the colours aren't what I wear at the weekends. The office wear is black, it's navy, it's grey, burgundy, corporate, plum, and so on. So this palette blends really well with my office wear makeup, and that's why it gets used so much. So what I am now going to do, because MaryEllen has done, is use the top row as she is doing in her video, and that's why one of the reasons I'm intrigued of learning out how to use these other colours that I'm not using, as you can see. So right, so first of MaryEllen's step is very similar to mine. In fact, actually exactly the same, in that using this number 1, the Free Spirit colour, right at the top left, all over eyelid. I use a flat brush. This is Trish McAvoy. Love it. I've had it years, this brush. It just hasn't deteriorated. I do think it's badger hair though, to be honest. I think it's badger hair. I don't think she makes natural hair brushes anymore. So this just takes me about a second in the mornings normally. So this is my normal routine. I always end up with a bit in my crease. The crease is here, tapping it out again. Next, normally I would put the contour on another colour, but MaryEllen's gone straight into mascara. I'm using my mascara I'm currently using at the moment, which is a Tarte. It's Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. Anyway, oh, this is one I'm using up. Now I noticed that MaryEllen also counts. She counts 13 on each eye. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's it. Oh. I think this mascara's got a bit old. I think I need to replace it. I'm dipping it back in. Yes, it's a bit sticky. I've got masses of mascaras upstairs. I got from QVC kits. So I'm going to, I will, probably that's about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right. Okay. Yes, so I think I really need to replace that rather than wait for it to just dry out totally. It's a bit cloggy. Now, MaryEllen also puts a bit of mascara underneath, which I don't normally do. I really don't normally put mascara underneath my eyes. But I did buy from Clinique this under eye mascara. The thing is, I've got quite long lashes, so if I wear under eye mascara, I generally end up looking with my eyes looking like spiders, big spiders, which is appropriate for Halloween, I know. So that's why I bought this Clinique under eye mascara, just give it a go, but it also still makes me look a bit spidery, but let's try, let's see. I don't know if you can see what I mean. No, probably can't. Anyway, I said I would copy, I am copying. I would put eyeliner on, and it looks like MaryEllen's got eyeliner on. Maybe she's got, at the bottom. Maybe that's a step I've missed. So MaryEllen does have permanent eyeliner on, so I am going to have to put that step in now. So I'm using my Bare Minerals lasting liner that I love in brown, and I'm just going to put my eyeliner on underneath, as I would do normally. Always hold my eye so that I don't get that dragging when I'm putting it on. So actually this should have gone on before the under eye mascara. Really, normally that's what I would have done, and I missed that step because I hadn't caught on to the fact that MaryEllen had permanent eyeliner on, but I could see that she looked like she had eyeliner, so that explains that. So now, the next step she does is put say eyeliner on up above, and she does that very similarly to me. She calls it the waterline, I call it tight lining, but I think it's the same thing. So I always tight line, so I'm about to tight line now with this. So I put my eyeliner, I think as when you get older it looks better, it looks more natural. I don't like the line on the top anymore. Now I'm 56, I prefer it underneath. So for about last year I've been tight lining. And so I just look up, and I'm not doing it on the waterline, I'm just doing kind of in between the lashes, and I just poke and pull the pencil away, draw a little bit, pull it away. So look, it's a kind of little tick really. It's a tick, 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 tick. There you go, there you go. I'm eyelinered. Now, see? Eyeliner. Right, next step. It's foundation time. I'm using my Clinique Even Better Glow Light Reflecting Makeup in 40, CN40. Let's see if you can focus on that. Focusing on my face instead. There we go. CN40. I do like this. I was colour matched this one. Do you know what? I was really, really impressed because I was colour matched at the Clinique counter in Boots. And when it came to actually buying it, they didn't actually have this in stock. I'm just going to dab it on centre areas here. but they made a note on their computer system. So where I work, there's Debenhams, and Debenhams has a Clinique counter. So I went along there to see if they had this foundation. I've made a note of what it was and so on. I've been given a sample to try, so I took the sample along because I've been using it. And, you know, decided I liked the foundation. Anyway, in Debenhams, they looked up my records that had been put in at Boots. Totally different town. Boots in Brighton, Debenhams in Surrey. I was very, very impressed that my notes were there centrally on the Clinique database. So presumably anywhere in Britain, I don't know if it's abroad as well, but anywhere in Britain where I go to the Clinique counter, what I buy and what's been tried on me and what's been colour matched to me is there. So I don't remember it. Anyway, I used to use, I have been up until last week or so, I have been using a sponge, you know, the dabber to put in the foundation, but I actually prefer a lighter finish, and I'm finding that a foundation brush is giving me a lighter finish. And this foundation brush is Trish McAvoy, of course. Anyway, I spent a fortune on Trish McAvoy brushes over the years, but to be honest, these are so old, but they look perfect, don't they? Look perfect. That, I think, is very much worth the money. So what I'm currently doing is not using the sponge. I'm just brushing it out because I prefer a lighter finish, as I said. So let's brush it. Brush my foundation. Now I'm feeling more myself now I've got that on. I think it's colour matched quite well, to be honest. Now Trish McAvoy, I often go to some of her talks and so on, and so I see her personally, and one of the things she says to do is to always put your eye makeup on first before you do your foundation, and that's because if you get little dabs of eyeshadow underneath and so on, you can remove it at this stage rather than doing eyeshadow after. I think it's more intuitive to put eyeshadow on after you've done the foundation, isn't it, really? Because you feel like this is a layer. So let's just see how well I've blended this in. I do have to use fingers sometimes just to blend in around the lines. I get a bit of brush on me occasionally. So yeah, blending in there. Right, but I think this is really, I think the colour matched me really well. I don't think there's any, you know, my face and neck all blends in really well. I'm pleased with that. So that's my EB40 foundation done Clinique. Next step. MaryEllen's next step is lipstick. Now it wouldn't be mine. I always put this on at the end. Still, I'm following the technique, I'm following her routine. I've chosen to use an Hourglass, what you call this pencil lipstick, and it's in, I think the name's Creator. So next step. I thought this colour would go well with the palette. MaryEllen actually used an eyeliner, no, a lip liner as well. I don't tend to use lip liners. There we go. Lips done. MaryEllen's next step is eyebrows, which I don't generally do, but I do have an eyebrow pencil. This is Primark, strangely. Quite impressive actually for Primark. I'll show you, it's got 3 parts to it. It's got there's a pencil part there. It has, it has a sponge bit there. There. And then at the other end there's a brush, but the brush bit's come off, so I can't really show you that. So I'm going to use the sponge bit here. I have quite thick dark eyebrows, I don't tend to, but going with the programme. Well, maybe it makes a difference, not sure. So that's that. Step that MaryEllen uses is with the Je ne sais quoi it palette. It's palette, yes. So I've got the same palette. Again, look, hardly used actually there. So you can see why I wanted to copy her routine, because I've got these palettes and the shades in this one I'm not using in the Tartelette, and this one I haven't a clue how to use it. So what MaryEllen's doing is using this Bye Bye Pore powder. I'm going to give that a go. I must admit, I have been finding my Laura Mercier #1 powder I've been using probably a bit dark for this time of year. So if this works, I'll be converted. I use a brush for powder, and again it's a Trish McAvoy brush. I don't have the shine that MaryEllen had actually. I think it's maybe different climates, different skins. So I don't think I need all that much powder. What I tend to do is use powder here on my cheeks, because when I'm at work or during the day I'm on the phone all the time, and so it's that area that the makeup gets rubbed off of. So to set my foundation I tend to use a powder there. So yeah, Bye Bye Pores, let's see. I'm quite liking it. Actually, I've got pores under there. See if it actually really is Bye Bye Pores, shall we? Anyway, actually I think this will be my powder from now on over the winter, because it doesn't actually, it's translucent, it's not actually adding a layer of colour to my skin, and once I've got the foundation on I don't want a darker colour overall this time of year. So I think maybe sold on that. I like that. MaryEllen's next step again is with the Je ne sais quoi palette, and she uses the bronzer here. So I'm going to do that now and put it on where she, I don't want too much, where she uses it, which is forehead, and then she used a bit on her cheeks area here, give her a bit of a sun-kissed look. She did put her hair back, which I haven't done. And she brings it under here to sort of disguise the jowls. Good idea, there's her hair there. Right, so I like that. I'm tempted to use a bit more than, I'm used to a bit more colour on my face. I don't mean overall colour, I mean colour, you know, here, cheeks. So, yeah, maybe a bit down the nose as well I could do. Yeah, what do you think? Right, moving on, let's see what. Next, she uses the highlighter, which is here. There. There. And puts that on her cheeks, so I'm going to do that too now. Found a clean brush, just make sure it is clean. Yep, right, so on the cheeks. I think. Right, now MaryEllen does her eyes, and she uses the highlighter from the Je ne sais quoi palette and puts that on her lid, so I'm going to do that. Excuse me while I do it. Next, MaryEllen takes an angle brush like this, an eyeshadow brush, which I have also, and she uses Force of Nature #2 here. There, that one. You can see I've actually used that quite a bit as well. Not as much as these clear ones here, but it's more so than these. So that's a popular shade. I'm just going to put this on the crease, I suppose you call this. I do like this angled brush. I got this from Boots. So gentle putting it on. So last time I went to the Trish counter, there wasn't a brush like this. And I'm not going to replace this Boots one. I like this Boots one. Perfectly happy with it. Very soft, it does the job. Looks so natural putting this on, this Force of Nature colour on. Lovely. Really like this brush. So yeah, so we've done I'm putting this on as I do normally, to be honest. I'm not following. I think it's the same. I think MaryEllen's using it in exactly the same way. So here we go. Next, MaryEllen takes a flat brush, which I've got here too, and I use this a lot for eyeshadows, but actually getting more dense colour. She uses Force of Nature again, number 2, and puts it on the inside. So I'm going to do that now. And get a bit more harder concentration of colour there. And then also she goes on to the next shade as well at this point. The next shade she's chosen is this one here. There, the dark one there. That one there. And that is called Multitasker. And she's putting that also in the corners, so I'm going to just try that too. Again, using this flat brush. Quite heavy. I'm not sure I've done that right. Not sure I've done that right at all, actually. I don't think I have at all. Look, that's not worked, is it, for me? Just take that off and try again. Actually, I'm going to skip that step because she goes on, MaryEllen goes on to say she does that because she's got a bag there and that diminishes the bag. I don't have that, so that's why it looked a bit odd, so I'm not doing that. I'm leaving that bit out. Let's move on. But what she does do is use that number 3, the Multitasker colour in the crease. So I'll do that too now. I use this brush, but I'm going to dab some off on my hand first because otherwise it comes out a bit heavy, doesn't it? So right, so in the crease, and I'm keeping my eyes open because otherwise if I close them, I'm going to end up putting it in the wrong place. And I think as you get older, I've read and seen somewhere that it's best to keep your eyes open when you're doing the crease. So I'm just putting this in the crease. That's the Multitasker. This is one I have barely used. Oh, I didn't dab that one off. See, it'd come out heavier. I should have dabbed it off on my hand instead of dabbing it off on my lid. See, a bit heavier. But we'll get there, we'll get there. So I'm keeping my eyes open as I'm putting this on. As I've seen, I don't like Sir Wayne Goss or somebody like that say. Not sure who it was, but as you know, if you've got hooded eyes and you're older, you need to see where you're putting it needs to go where your eyes are open. Right. That's very similar to how I normally put my makeup on, but I don't, as I said, I don't put, the colour that I often use there in my crease is more this one here. That one there, which is called Natural Beauty, rather than that dark Multitasker. Still, I'm learning from this how to make more use of my palette, which is a good thing, isn't it? Next, just going to put some here as well, like she does, sort of out in the corner there. It draws the eyes. I mean, I've got droopy lids, droopy eyes, so I was going to draw them up a bit. Put them up there. Yeah. There, what do you think? Pleased? I'm pleased. I like that. But that's very similar to my eyes normally. At the look a la MaryEllen, using these two palettes that I have. And yeah, I've had a good play say, good experimentation using those, using how she demonstrated, how MaryEllen demonstrated. I've got some new ideas now. What's missing for me, though, in the UK we have quite pale skin this time of year, and I feel lost without blusher. And actually, MaryEllen didn't use blusher, which she looked lovely without it. I feel a bit pale and naked, although I know we put the because I did it alongside her, put the bronzer on, and maybe that's enough. I'm not going to put blusher on, but that is a blusher is habitually in my routine, and the Je ne sais quoi palette does have one here. So during the week, or getting ready for work and so on, I might actually have a play with that. To be honest, I actually think that colour there is more of a spring colour. It's not an autumn colour, so I'll probably save that up for later on in the year or next year. But yes, so thank you, MaryEllen. Enjoyed that, and I've learned how to use my palettes now that I wasn't using, or this one I wasn't using, and the shades in this one that I haven't used. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Get ready with me. Thanks for watching, and when my face will come, my circle face comes up, you know what to do.